A live pursuit taking place out of Los Angeles. Of course, this is Live, Raw, and Unfiltered, and of course, viewer discretion is advised, as this is a potentially stolen vehicle. As you can see, some black and whites, police vehicle behind them on a side street here. They're going into a parking lot potentially. Of course, this courtesy our Fox, Sky Fox team, as they're going near a playground. Very dangerous, through some sand into a park across the street. As we continue on, certainly going through a playground, a very, very dangerous, high speeds through a stop sign, rolling through a stop sign as well. Let's listen in and see if we can hear our Fox 11 team on the from their airwaves, from the helicopter. You can't really hear the audio there as we continue to follow this here on Live Now from Fox, but certainly a pursuit in progress down an alleyway. We already saw them go through a park. Now they're kind of cornered in, potentially. No, going down another alleyway on this residential area. We'll keep you updated if they come around the corner. As you can see, some maneuvering by this silver vehicle there on this residential area as police in hot pursuit right behind them, but certainly a dangerous pursuit. Viewer discretion is advised because this taking place in a very residential area around 1 p.m. Some students and kids should be in school at this point, likely, but certainly potentially still a scary one as they're going off the street again through the park, through a parking lot, through a different area here behind a building, potentially a school. As you can see, a baseball field there. Very dangerous, very scary as they're going through the grass once more as this police car right there behind them going in circles. You can see some damage to the front right portion of this potentially stolen vehicle through this park. Wow, this is creating a lot of damage for this car. Some stolen, they believe potentially could be stolen, but now back on the streets in Los Angeles. Police behind you can see the bumper there just dragging on the ground after going through several of these parks. You can see smoke coming out of the back of it, potentially from the tires, potentially from the just undercarriage of this car. As the police, someone potentially trying to get out. Again, multiple people, 4 people, 5 people on a pursuit as police now there on the ground. Again, viewer discretion is advised due to this multiple scene. As we continue on, let's bring in our Fox 11 team as they are covering this from the ground as well to give you some perspective.
Watch this right now.
There they are. Hang on. We're going to try to stay with them best we can out here. But you saw the number of people jumping out of that vehicle right there, and then also a dog came out of that same car. Sheriff's Department, they do have a lot of backup down there, but you can see these deputies basically almost as bad as us because they're following different ones. All of them are calling out locations right now, but we're going to keep an eye on it. You can see some deputies running through the apartment complex, coming back out to the front. One of them in custody right there. But how many more are out here? You got another one, I believe that's somebody from, nope, that's another deputy right there. So they're still keeping an eye on somebody else. You can see he's got a weapon out. He's probably seeing somebody. There he is right there. That was a pretty good move for that officer. But how do you get to that guy? Or you've got to keep him covered right there. So that's 2 in custody that we've seen. But my goodness, this was a wild pursuit just moments before. I don't know if they can go ahead and play some tape back. But this vehicle made their way through several parks. Two this afternoon, and a lot of while driving out there. They were up on sidewalks. They were through some of the park areas out here. Right now, they got 2 in custody, but the driver's who they really want. And I'm not sure if that is the driver right there, but perhaps the one in black.
Stu, do we know how this all, I know it took us a couple of minutes to get out to you, but do you know how this all started and where?
How it all started, I'm not really 100% on that, but we do know that this was a reported stolen vehicle. Deputies were following it for quite some time. It was up in the Palos Verdes area earlier on. They were off of Western for most of the ride that we were trying to get to it, but then all of a sudden this vehicle made this bolt out to the east, bringing it out here into the Wilmington area, and that's where we went live with it. But you can see right there some deputies taking that one person into custody that was on the other side of the fence. Now, I can honestly tell you, after everybody jumped out right there and seeing that dog come out of the car, we know 2 in custody right now, but the original one was stolen vehicle. You can see a lot of damage on that car. Not sure if that happened before or after that pursuit or during. We do know that the back part of that car, when we went live, you saw that bumper hanging off the back there. That had happened during the portion that we were watching it. Like I said, many moments was going through areas that were park areas. There were no pedestrians. The deputies were very, very clear on that, and we concurred. We did not see any pedestrians out there at those parks this afternoon, but a wild ride. These young folks trying to keep away from the deputies out here this morning. But now at least we have 2 in custody, and believe me, they're going to set up a perimeter if they don't have them all in custody, and the driver is really who they need to talk to.
All right. Yeah, so you just saw this abrupt end to a stolen car. LASD was in pursuit. This happened in Palos Verdes. Is now here. 2 people in custody right now. We saw a number of people jump out of the car. We're going to have a lot more on this at 5 o'clock. But for right now, back to your programming.
The investigation.
You were listening into that chase, and we want to take you right back out to a previously recorded of what just happened here with this chase taking place there in Southern California. As you can see, this silver vehicle, potentially stolen vehicle, go through a school area near a baseball field, going off-road into the grass, as certainly some damage there from the car. As you can see, the black and white, the police, the LA sheriff on hand pursuing this very, very closely. Of course, this is happening just a little bit ago as off-roading into a parking lot, and they will soon leave the vehicle. Of course, you can see something coming out of the vehicle as well, but there are quite a few suspects within this vehicle. Lots of damage to this car that was potentially reported stolen, as they will make a right turn and then bail out of this car going in various directions. Very impressive work from the police, the sheriff on hand there in Southern California. You see the door open, and then a mad scramble as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, including also a dog there on hand at this police chase. You can see one cruiser there behind, going after different people, and they heard different police chatter as they were detaining some of these suspects. I do not know if all 5 individuals were detained, but we did see people eluding police, running away from police. A very dangerous manner, because people, bystanders on the street, did not know what was happening, did not know what led up to these people running through the streets. But as you can see, different officers, deputies chasing down potential suspects after this stolen vehicle pursuit in Southern California. I want to take you out to a live picture we're getting also right now. This is, again, a live picture taking place there. As you can see them putting some handcuffs on some potential people there outside of a police vehicle. Again, there was 5 people within the vehicle as they all bailed after a wild chase through some baseball fields and other parks. A very dangerous one. I do not know if they have all 5, but our Fox 11 team doing a great job covering this story from up in the air and also on the ground.